Am I the a-hole for leaving my mom to drown in work? I've worked with my mom since 2022. She owns a small business that made $60, $100K/year when I joined. I helped her grow it to $380K last year. I manage most of the business side and also do service work. About a year in, she offered to make me an equal partner. I said no. I want to move out of state and don't want to be tied down. Still, she defers to me a lot, especially with things she doesn't understand. Recently, she decided to reintroduce a service I strongly disagreed with. I don't hate the service itself, but when she and her husband offered it years ago, it led to them working past midnight, often needing my help, even when I had school early the next day. It turned me off the whole industry for years, despite being good at it and enjoying the work. She wanted to add the service again, due to recent legal changes that could hurt the business. She sees this as future-proof. I partly agree, but I think it'll eventually be impacted too. I push for a pivot to a related but new area. It's slower growth, but healthier long-term. I told her the business is already disorganized and overwhelmed, and the new service is fast-paced and deadline-heavy. She agreed in theory, but said my idea wouldn't scale fast enough. When I kept pushing back, she pulled the "it's my business" card. I told her that's her right, but I wouldn't sacrifice my work-life balance again and would quit if forced to. We eventually agreed. If the new service required after-hours work, she'd handle it herself. That was 6 weeks ago. Since then, I've already stayed late once because she didn't know how to use the tech. She also asked me to stay late tomorrow for an unrelated deadline, and I agreed. Today, I finished my work early and said I'd clock out to offset overtime. She was clearly annoyed. Later, she texted saying she's overwhelmed from the new service. I didn't respond because I didn't know how to without saying, "I told you so." I feel bad, but I've warned her for years that the business is too disorganized and unsustainable. She always shut down suggestions because they'd require slowing down. Also, our history is complicated. She made big decisions when I was younger that negatively affected me. I've had to deal with trauma from some of them. I'm tired of paying the price for her choices. I'm exhausted and emotionally drained, and the same issues affecting the business are affecting my mental health too. She even suggested I take an extra day off, but there's always something urgent that comes up. Now she's overwhelmed and I feel guilty. But I knew this would happen, and I don't want to be the fallback again. If I say yes once, it'll become the norm. So, am I the a-hole for not helping her now, even though I know she's drowning? Edit. We are planning to hire more staff. It's just been so busy these last 2 months that we haven't really had the time to advertise, let alone interview.